Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to bring all the elements that you've created together to create your Cubist architectural model. So you're going to need your base, which should be finished. You've got your landscaping done, looking good. You've got your cuboids, which we're going to use as the parts of the Cubist building. However many of those you've got is completely up to you. I mean, you could have loads. You could have 10. You could have 15. All different shapes. If you got into your, if you collected lots of packaging and you can reuse it, and you've created lots of different boxes, cuboids, or if you watch the tutorial on how to make your own cuboids, and you're happy doing that, the more the merrier really, and different shapes, different sizes will give you more options. I'm going to use 5. Okay, so I've got 5 boxes here, and I might even take some of them away because I feel like I might have too many sometimes. But you can see that that arrangement 1, 2, 3, 4, those 5 boxes, they fit onto my landscape. So if you find that you've got a smaller landscape, you might want to take 2 away. So 3 minimum, 5 or 6 maximum on each design. So let's just remind ourselves, let's just go back, just remind ourselves about Cubist architecture. So here's some examples. Now you can see that there's four kind of rules, really, not rules, but 4 similarities and 4 commonalities in Cubist architecture. One is they use geometric shapes. In this case, we're using cuboids. So I found some examples of buildings that use cuboids. They're asymmetrical. Now, if you look at all of these buildings, none of them are symmetrical. There isn't a line of symmetry. So one side of the building isn't the same as the other. The building looks different from different angles. It is asymmetrical, which it means it's not symmetrical, asymmetrical. Uses multiple forms. So in this case, the form, which is the 3D shape, is a cuboid. And there's multiple ones of multiple cuboids. Okay, so obviously in the top left hand corner here you can definitely see there are definitely multiple cuboids in that building. There's loads of them stacked up on top of each other, and it's pretty random. There doesn't seem to be a pattern there at all. On this building on the right hand side, again, no line of symmetry. It's asymmetrical. Okay, so it's kind of off balance. This building down in the bottom left hand corner, you can see that we've got kind of a main big, like a large cuboid, but then we've got smaller cuboids sticking out. This building in the center, we've got some quite kind of tall, thin cuboids with balanced out with large cuboids as well. Again, no line of symmetry. And on this building here, similar to the one in the top left hand corner, but a bit more organized, we can see this kind of office space where you could kind of imagine it's almost like a Jenga tower where pieces have been kind of look like they've kind of been pushed out and pushed in, so that this is not a flat surface. You've got these parts, offices and building parts of the building sticking out. But again, no line of symmetry there. It's asymmetrical. And another one is repetition. Is repeating the same form over and over again. Again, all of these buildings do that. Repeating cuboids. Sometimes it might be that they're the same size cuboid. Sometimes in this building in particular, the cuboids are very different from each other. Different shapes, different sizes. Okay, so you need to bear those things in mind. So I'm just going to run through a couple of ways of doing that, and then we're going to talk about photographing those as well. And first of all, what you're going to do is just play around basically with the boxes. So you might be a good idea to start with the largest box. So you could argue this might be the largest block, but this is the longest one. So this is the main part of the building. I'm going to put that in the centre. And then I'm going to introduce the other elements, the other boxes. And obviously we're thinking in terms of a building, but we're not too worried with this exercise with where the exits and the entrances are and the windows and the doors and that kind of thing. We're not worried about that. It's more an exercise in creating 3D forms, because obviously it's a 3D design course, creating 3D forms and then using those forms to create something, in this case a building. Now what I would avoid is putting boxes next to each other that are the same height. So if I put those two next to each other, they are the same height. So I would probably, this box is going to be better on its side like that. So that's quite a tall, as you can see, quite a tall building there. Obviously I'm doing this from above, but you kind of get the idea, and I'll kind of rotate it to show you as well. This box here I can't fit on there because it's the landscape, but I could move it over here. I quite like that. Obviously the boxes all butt up to each other, and I'm not putting them at angles. We're going to stick to the same plane. We're going to stick to, what that means is the horizontal plane, and in this on the screen obviously horizontal and vertical plane here. All the boxes are going to be at 90 degrees perpendicular to each other. Now I've got all these boxes are on the ground, so I'm going to create a bit of interest and a bit of height. Now obviously this, what I'm doing there is that box overlaps this one. Try and avoid putting the boxes, aligning them next to each other so that the corner of the boxes line up. Try and avoid that, because remember we're looking for an asymmetrical design. There's no line of symmetry, so we're going to try and avoid lining the box. So that box edge there, okay, I'm not going to do that. I want that to stick out slightly at an angle. So something like that. I quite like that as a first design. I might move it over this way a bit just so it fits on. And obviously you need to have a look around it. You need to look at it from the side, from an angle. And basically we're not going to stick them together, because we're going to use these as building blocks and we're going to move them around and we're going to create lots of different designs. We might stick them together eventually once you're happy with a final design, but for now we're going to leave them, otherwise you have to keep making multiple boxes. When you're happy with what you've got, so if you can see my design, it's definitely not symmetrical in any way. There's no line of symmetry here, there's no line of symmetry there, it's asymmetrical. I've got parts of the building, you can just see, I can put my finger under there. So if that was a building, there'd be kind of an outdoor space here, which would be covered. There's a piece of the building that sticks out here as well. I like that. We could just move that slightly. So I'm not going to centre the boxes against each other. Okay. In fact, this, if I could, I'd probably put that on the corner there, but I can't because it's going to fall. We're not going to bother with pillars and supporting right now. In fact, I'm not happy with that. I'm going to change that. I'm going to put it on the side. Try and put the best side of the box facing up. So if you've got a rip on the side of it or something, have that face down so you can't see it. Perfectly happy with that. So now I'm going to take some pictures. So now I'm going to take some pictures. You can see I've got my camera here set up. So what I'm going to do when I take a picture, first of all, I need to make sure that the camera's the right way around its landscape. And then I'm going to go into, leave a border around the edge, and I'm going to crop that off later, and I'm going to take a photo. Okay. Also take that and put it against the wall, or put it against a black background, or on a plain carpet, on the plain floor, or plain desk, or somewhere where you can have a plain background. I'll give instructions how to do that in the email that I send you. Because obviously what you want to do is you want to try and take pictures at different angles. Let me just show you. So obviously these pictures are from above, but I've also taken pictures from the front there, so we can see the front of that design, kind of from the top, like an aerial view. Again, from the front of that design there, and I've taken kind of aerial views from above as well. Okay, so I've done lots of different designs and taken lots of different pictures of each design, as you can see there. That's a nice one. I'm only using 3 blocks on these photos, so they've all got a plain background. And then what I've done is, if I just go to the one that I've just taken, is I've obviously edited them, and then cropped them down to the shape of the base, like so. It's done, and there you go. Okay, so I want you to take some aerial shots of all your models and some shots at angles as well. Or the more photos you've got, the better. That'd be great. So next design is just a matter of rearranging the blocks. So this time that could be a tower. So you could go high with the building. Okay, I'm going to go with. I'm not going to line those up centrally. Just find the best end of the box to stand up because it's a bit wobbly. There we go, like that. Okay, again, I'm going to put those on the corner. And there's my next model. Okay, let me just hold that together and turn it. You can see that that's what it looks like on the side. And then I'm going to line that up and then take a photograph of that design. Okay, so basically you're generating lots of different ideas, lots of different configurations of these cuboids, and in turn you're creating a number of kind of sketch models, rough models, for an architectural model project, which we will finish off when we are at school. There's another design, and so on and so forth. So the possibilities, there's loads of different configurations that you could do with that. Just playing around with these cuboids, different configurations, put them in different places. You might be considering what type of building it is. It might be a school. It actually looks like a school. There's lots of different buildings. That could be a sports hall. This could be a canteen, and so on and so forth. But we're not going to kind of fix a type of building onto this yet. So there you go. So have a play with your cuboids. Lots of different ideas, lots of different combinations. Take some nice photographs. I'll give you some instructions on how to do that in the email that I'm going to send you. Okay, so there you go. Have fun.